Republican representative from Minnesota, House Majority Whip and member of the House Financial Services Committee, Tom Emmer, joins me. Good evening, sir. And I note that the Secretary of Treasury is in your home state of Minnesota. But I find it a little bit intriguing what she says. She said the problem is this housing shortage, but she says it's been going on for a long time. So my first question when I hear her say that, what have you done in the last 3.5 years? And now, of course, you know, every political year, that's when money starts coming out of the Treasury to start paying for people. So naturally, I'm a little bit somewhat suspicious. So housing shortage is a terrible problem for so many Americans. So when can Americans expect that something will loosen up a little bit?
Well, Greta, not until the Biden administration is long gone, including this failed Treasury Secretary. She was a failed Federal Reserve chair. This administration, she got it backwards. She said a supply crunch has caused an affordability crisis. In fact, the affordability crisis that Joe Biden and his record-setting double-digit inflation caused is what put us here in the first place. You talked about it briefly. You raise prices on the cost of goods and services. It gets more expensive to build a house, and you have to sell it for more. You combine that with the fact that you've got interest rates now finally climbing because our Federal Reserve has decided they're going to try and tame inflation, which they haven't. You've got a 20% increase since Joe Biden took office. In this ploy at the right before an election, 4 months before an election, we're going to put $100 million. That is a drop in the bucket. And I'm going to suggest, especially in my state, people are not interested in any more handouts. They want opportunities to succeed on their own. And this administration is not offering it. That's why Donald Trump's going to get elected in November.
All right, Donald Trump is your candidate, but let's assume he's elected in November, he's inaugurated in January. How fast can you turn it around so that American people feel real relief, assuming that you are correct and that the whole problem here is President Biden and his policies?
Everything will take time, but you can do this very quickly. You need to have an all-of-the-above energy strategy. You need to make the U.S. energy independent again, which happened under Donald Trump. And by the way, over the last 3 years, this administration has had an all-out assault on part of the energy industry. And because of it, we've got gas prices that are up by 55%. Electricity is up by 30% since Joe Biden took office. You start taming that, you stop flooding the economy with money, and you can get it under control.
I mean, part of that flooding the economy was done. It was bipartisan, some of that money, and we were also coming out of COVID, which created lots of problems in the economy. Do you cut him any slack on this?
No, absolutely not. I mean, we told them, Republicans in general in Washington told the Biden administration when they took office that the Inflation Reduction Act was going to be a problem. Then they went and did the additional trillion plus in the beginning of 2021. And that led, we told them then, Greta, this is going to lead to inflation. They didn't stop. They doubled down. They attacked our energy independence, taking away that. That's what drives affordable, efficient, abundant energy from all sources is what drives our economy. They've destroyed that, Greta.
And, well, anyway, the other interesting thing is, I always thought it was interesting that former Secretary of Treasury Larry Summer, in an op-ed, warned everybody not to flood the zone with money because you'd rev up the economy too much. Anyway, Congressman Tom Emmer, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Greta.